I'm in the grocery store today trying to find this queso fresco. Why? Because I'm gonna go home and try to make Mexican bread pudding. So Joe's already in the line paying because I decided I'm gonna use one of those cheeses because a lady here in the store told me to use a different one. I had my Belizean friend that works at Food for Less, I had her cracking up just now because I told her that I did my ancestry DNA, and because she was talking about Trump and she doesn't know how any Belizean could ever want to stand for Trump. I'm like, you know Belizeans are racist too, right? And I said the minute they have a little bit of light skin, they become racist. And so she was laughing and I said, oh, by the way, I did my ancestry DNA and I came up 23% African and 62%, and I broke it down for her. And then she's all like, 23% African? I don't see no kind of African in you, girl. I'm like, shut up. I am African. I claim it. And so she's laughing. So she asked me how much it costs and she would look into it. Lourdes can pass more for Hispanic. So Joe was saying that he didn't think Lourdes had any African in her, but I beg to differ. I think everybody from Belize has some percentage of African in them. So I think Lourdes has a lot of native. I think she would turn out to be a good 39% native, you know. So anyways, it was fun talking with her about it, and she said she might look into doing it. Wow, what's making all that noise? So tonight the fair is on again, but I'm not going to go back to that. Tomorrow I'm going to go watch the parade and take you guys along with me for the ride. And then I don't think I'll go to the fair after the parade. Jory might go to the fair Saturday night. He says if he goes, he'll vlog like the rides and stuff like that. Because you ain't never going to see Barbara on a ride. Because I'm not going to bring on no dizziness or vertigo. It never fails. The minute I turned on the camera to chit chat with you guys, the trash truck pulled up to pick up some furniture that my neighbors across the street are getting rid of, and they had to compact and compress, so it made a whole lot of noise. The trash truck is one day late, of course, because we had the holiday on Monday. So I just got through doing the capirotada, the Mexican bread pudding, and that's a dish that would take a lot of getting used to for me. So let me tell you how the dish is made. It's basically bread that's kind of like soaked in brown sugar water. You have to boil the brown sugar because it's that hard piloncillo or whatever that thing is. And you put raisins and peanuts. The peanuts didn't go well in it for me because the peanuts got kind of soggy. The raisins were fantabulous, of course, because raisins are delicious by themselves. And then you're supposed to mix this whole thing with cheese. You layer it with cheese, and it's not cream cheese. So I've seen video recipes where they use shredded Velveeta or cheddar. Not Kraft is a brand. Cheddar cheese, or they use mozzarella. But the authentic cheese that the guy told me to use has to be like a Mexican cheese. So the guy who bought the minivan, that's who I'm talking about. And he said use the queso fresco. That cheese did not melt well, and the taste did not blend well at all in the bread pudding. I wouldn't suggest that. So I made a second bread pudding, so I've been at it all day. And I use this cheese that the girl that works in the bakery at Food for Less suggested. She said her grandmother uses it. It's cotija or something. That did melt well like mozzarella, and it did contrast really well with the sweet of the bread. So I would stick with that. Jory's the one driving my Tahoe? What? The way he raced down the street, I thought it was Evel Knievel. So they're fixing Jory's brakes. He's been hearing something squeal for quite some time, well, a couple of weeks. And he's been asking Joe to take a look at it, but Joe can't hear it when he goes in the car because of his hearing impairment. So I rode with Jory last week and I heard it, but I thought it was the back brakes. But it was the front brakes. So they're changing the brake pads right now on his truck. So yeah, back to the bread pudding. That would take a lot of getting used to for me. I like bread pudding that's made with condensed milk, evaporated milk, eggs. Ooh, I like more of a flan type bread pudding. But I do understand the history behind the bread pudding. It's supposed to be a Lenten thing that they eat, and the bread signifies the body of Christ. The raisins are supposed to be like the nails they put in him. The cheese is supposed to be like the Holy Grail. And I don't know what else. But I do understand some kind of religious significance is put behind it. So it's not supposed to be like a rich bread pudding. And it's not, you know, gross. I would say like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this like a 6, 5.5, 6. So I do realize though that when it comes to other cultures' food, some people it takes a little bit of getting used to, because like for instance, when it comes to authentic Italian food, I think it would take a lot of getting used to for me, because I don't like just eating pasta with olive oil, and I want sauce. I'm a sauce type of person, and I don't think authentic Italian food is made with too much sauce. So, but I would try, because I want people to try my cultural food, so I would try it. I should have let Maria and Dawn taste escabeche. When you guys came, I should have let you taste escabeche. I didn't introduce that one to you guys. That's the one with the chicken soup with the onions and the vinegar. I didn't let you try that because I noticed when I give that to foreigners, white people, which Marie's not white, right? You're Italian. They kind of give a face when I give them that dish. And they don't give a face when I give them the black soup. So that's why I had you guys try that, but I should have known better. I should have known you guys were abnormal like me. You're not normal. So anyways, we haven't eaten any lunch. Joe and I haven't eaten any lunch. It's 3 o'clock right now, so I'm just going to get up and go make something, some type of chicken. Jada's off taking a final. Joshua's in school, and Joy's off buying his brake pads. So I'll just take off this good white shirt, put on something comfy, and I'll go on ahead and I might as well make dinner and be done with it, because it's too late right now for lunch at 3 o'clock in the evening. So I'm going to go do that. It was a long day. I did not intend for this day to be this long, but I had several interruptions. I had Ermine stop by to pick up a bucket of pigtails that I bought for her from my dad. And she came without calling because she thought I would be here, but I was at the grocery store getting the groceries for this thing. So she went to go visit Osley and then came back. And she said Osley looked good and recognized her at first, but then later in the conversation, he still acted kind of cuckoos. And he's still doing that thing, so she think Osley may have had another stroke or something, where he's doing trying to think of what he wants to say. And she came back, picked up her stuff. Then Joshua distracted me by having to make his breakfast. And Jada came in and distracted again because she had to do her lunch. And she made some type of, that same sandwich that she gave us yesterday. So it was a lot of cooking involved. Then she went to take her final. And I didn't want to stop her from making the lunch that she wanted, because she had a final. So she can't be eating no cereal and go do no final, right? Yeah, so it's back to that thing again that I told you guys before. Access leads to demands. Demands leads to distractions. And distractions leads to failure. Guess what I'm making for dinner? Fried chicken. And the part that I like the best in fried chicken? The wing. And that back part with the rib. Because I don't cut that part off with the breast, okay? So I like that part. It's easy to fry. But Joe and Joshua, they always have to be difficult. And they only like the leg and the thigh. That's like the hardest thing to cook for me, for me to cook, because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna have it raw near the bone. So I tend to always overcook it. So what I'm doing here that you can't see is I'm dipping it in flour that's seasoned to perfection with salt, pepper, and cayenne. I don't have to have any paprika on this because why did I say paprika? I don't even cook with paprika. I cook with Mikado. So I'm doing piece for me, piece for Jory. I think Jada is on her way home. She might want a piece too. So let me see what I'm gonna do. I always fry the thigh and the leg last because I want to give that time. So did you guys notice? I'm only going to eat one piece so it doesn't hurt my stomach. By the way, I'm going to eat the wing. Did you guys notice that Kathy Griffin found her voice? She probably sat there and go, dang, my best friend Anderson Cooper threw me under the bus though. I came and apologized because I wanted to save my little career, and they still threw me under the bus, so I might as well just speak up for myself. And I do believe that Donald Trump and his kids are bullying her. You know, she did this thing, thought it was cute, thought it was funny. A lot of people, like she said, white men, did that type of art when Donald Trump first got in, and they didn't lose their jobs. They didn't get any flack, but they did that to her because she's a woman. I don't understand why straight men act like they hate women so much. I mean, if these white men are so straight, why do they hate women? Are they like secretly gay or something? Is it because of control? They want to control the women? Because I noticed that about the elders in the church and the pastors in the church too. Is like the woman takes the back seat. Like for instance, I'll never understand the church that John and I used to go to. Why is it that the women in that church cannot become a pastor in the church, but they will invite female pastors from other denominations to come in and speak at that church? I think that's like disrespectful to the women in that church that has the ability to teach the word and teach it so clearly. I think that's what that does to those women. It's like, man, I've got this skill in me and God blessed me with this, but I can't be a pastor. The most they can be in that church is like an evangelist or something like that. So I have some here. I don't want to put too much and then make it not cook fast enough. So I'm going to put my rib bone in. Ooh, that's hot. This is a piece of breast. Because you know we're Belizean, so we cut the breast into 6 pieces. A wing, that's mine. Another piece of the back. Another wing. And a leg. Yeah. So, let me see if I need to turn that down somewhat. I don't want it to cook too fast on the outside and burn and then not cook on the inside, right? So let me go ahead and douse some more. I'm going to make mashed potatoes with this, so I'm going to peel my potatoes in a second here. And yeah, dinner's going to be good today. I'm going to blend some kind of vegetables for me to drink because I still have trouble chewing and digesting the vegetables. Are you guys watching this stuff with Monique? And how she's still dragging over on them? Makes me scared to get into that industry, huh? And the wing and stuff, that will fry pretty quickly. But the leg, man, I don't trust that leg. So before I dip the rest, let me start peeling my potatoes. And the trash over here while I can talk to you guys. What do you guys have planned for the weekend? You guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the fair tomorrow. Well, not the fair. I'm going to go to the parade. I don't think I'm going to go back to the fair. I'm sure more of the vendors are going to be there starting tonight. Because last night was the first night. But they're not any vendors I want to see. So, and what I do for mashed potatoes or fries is 2 potatoes per person. So that's like the size potato. If it's a bigger potato, then it's 1. And that's your good guide to know how much to make. When you're making mashed potatoes or fries and you want to feed a crowd, 2 potatoes per head or per person. Let her in so she can go to the room. It's hot out there. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Hey, hey, hey. Afuera, doggy. Go, 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 go. That's what you need to do. You better run. Yeah, so he came out of the Paris Agreement because the both sides that were arguing for and against it, the one that was against it was like, it's going to get rid of the coal era. And he's like, oh no, I'm going to make sure the coal miners have their job.
What the hell is it with him in the small amount of people mining coal?
I hope when another coal mine collapses, they don't bring it on the news because I don't have to need to hear about these people.
I don't care about those people.
Learn a different trade. Didn't we have to change our lives and learn a different trade?
What do you know what we did? We adapted. That's
right.
What we have to do to survive.
That's the difference between a cockroach and a dinosaur.
This is a pie?
Yeah. I put it separate because it was burning. I had to change out my oil.
Oh.
I think I had it too hot for a while.
How'd that come out?
This one's good if you could heat it up and the cheese melts. Because this is that cheese that the lady told me to use. Cotijo or something. Cotija. Cotija. This one with the queso fresco, that cheese didn't melt good. This is the thing I was telling you guys about. Well, in theory, it should be really, really good, right? I mean, it's not horrid, but...
Well, I'm talking about taste.
It takes a little bit of getting used to. Yeah, so...
don't get me on tip. I'm perpetuating a stereotype.
What?
Black people eating fried chicken. I love it though.
And watermelon. That's one stereotype that I don't mind perpetuating.
I'm alright.
I love watermelon.
I'm alright. I'd rather eat a pear. Dishes.
Huh?
Cheddar ducks.
It's just stuff he brought from school. It might not be
I wanted some cheddar ducks. Ah, we only got a bunch of
Wednesday, girlfriend.
blur it out. We don't want
You
Welsh.
finally got inside, huh?
I'm in the house. Ooh. Oh, Milky Way. Look. Milky Way's freaking gross, y'all. Oh, all right. There you go. Kit Kats. It's dark chocolate, but it's better than Milky Way. Milky Way is nasty because it's Milky Way is nasty because there's nothing. Ooh, is that Babe Ruth? No.
I gotta go clean up this table. I had this table clean. Every time Jory comes in from work and he brings junk, my table goes to hell.
No Snickers. All the Snickers have been eaten. I wonder why. We all were left with the Snickle Fritz of Milky Way and Three Musketeers, the nastiest chocolates known to man.
All I had to do was clean up this dinner table, and I feel at peace already. So after I ate my lunch/dinner, I spent the rest of the afternoon just editing my Mexican bread pudding video, and it's coming out great, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of eye strain, so I'm taking a break. Joe and I just got through watching Bill Maher, and towards the end he had me really laughing because he was lambasting the Democrats today because, you know, both parties have the ability to tick Bill Maher off. And he was saying he can't stand how the Democrats don't fight dirty. That the Republicans just get away with everything. That man, Gianforte, body slammed that reporter, and he still won in the Bible Belt. And the Republicans do what they want to do, and they don't make any apologies for it. Like, Mitch McConnell didn't care that he stole Obama's nominee, you know, for the Supreme Court. They didn't make any apologies for that. And he says he can't stand the slogan that I think Michelle Obama was the one that said it, when they go low, we go high. And he says, when they go low, we kick them in the nuts. And I was like, yes, I agree with that. Because he's PO'd that Obama knew for a fact that Russia meddled in our elections, and he didn't say anything about it before the voting because he wanted to be all classy. Sometimes you can't be classy. Sometimes you have to get down in the dirt and rumble, okay? So I'm thinking about that right now because at my cooking channel at YouTube, every now and then I'll go through where I'll get some trolls, idiots, whatever that will come at me to just like attack me and lambaste me. And pretty much I answer back. I clap back. Whenever they come at me, I don't take this high road about I ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, I clap back. They get all worked up, they come back at me, and when I've had enough, I delete and block them. You know, they don't get me paid anyways. Because 10 to 1, those people that are trolls are not watching the commercials. So, the hell with them. So, anyways, the fair is still going on. I'm not going there tonight for sure. I'm going to go to the parade tomorrow. Yeah, so, Julie contacted me through text. I have to answer Julie back to let me know she's still in the hospital. And when she's in there, she can't get my vlog, so she misses me. I miss Julie too. I hope she gets better really, really soon and come out. I still haven't heard from Luz. I have to call. Honest to God, guys, I have not reached out to anybody right now. I'm not depressed. I'm not going through that sadness that I was dealing with last week and last weekend. But I just feel overwhelmed with everything that's going on, here. If it's not one thing, it's the other. And you know what? It's nothing specific. It's just life. So I'm so grateful when night falls like this and I can shut the front curtain and just take a shower and crawl in my bed and turn on Frasier, and I just feel comforted by that. And guess what I found out? When the kids were babysitting the boys, Joshua says, you and your sister are just alike. We were looking for things on the TV to watch, and the boy says, do you want to see Frasier? My mom has it all recorded. And so my sister's into Frasier too. Once upon a time we were into falling asleep to the Golden Girls. Now we're into falling asleep to Frasier. It's not that I even care that much about Kelsey Grammer. I just like the characters in that show, Frasier. I like the brother, I like Frasier's character, I like Roz, I like Daphne, I like the dad. I like a lot of the characters in that show, so that's why I love watching that show. And I was one of them that watched the series when it was on too, and then I watch it now in reruns. So that's really, really weird that me and my sister are watching the same thing as Comfort right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off this one for the night, and just ask you guys to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and then I guess tomorrow we can have something exciting to post with the parade. Maybe they'll have something fun in the parade, who knows.
When the red button is on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay guys, see I'm doing it. Ready. He doesn't want to go back on the boat. Splash.
Splash?
Yeah.